I'm Linda Jones and I'm going to show you how to make these lovely twister beads using the Whammer. What you'll need for this project is 0.8 or 20 gauge wire, some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, your trusty cutters, a steel block, and of course the Whammer. To make each twister bead, cut about 5 to 6 inches of 0.8 20 gauge wire, and you need to straighten out each length. You can do this by holding one end with your flat nose pliers and pulling your fingers through the length. This will just straighten it out. And now your Whammer comes into its own, because you're going to hammer certain areas of the length, but avoid hammering both ends because you need to curl them when you start. So bring your block, bench block or steel stake in front of you and position your hammer just after the very end. Now you'll notice that I'm just hammering random parts of the length, and it's a stroking motion. I'll turn it over and continue down the other side. It's a great way of getting rid of frustration. Now you can see that there are just certain areas of this wire that have been hammered. Don't worry if it's changed its shape and distorted a bit, that doesn't matter at all. Now pick up your round nose pliers and you're going to make the first little link at one end. So pick the very end at the tip of your pliers and curl the wire around to make a little circle. That is going to be the end of your bead. Now continue curling the wire around the tapered shaft of your round nose pliers. And again, this is very random. You don't have to be neat about it. You can leave gaps. Now when you get to about the center of the wire, you want to start bringing the wire up to the narrower part of the round nose pliers so that it narrows back up at the opposite end of the bead. And as you've got very little wire to hold on to at this stage, it gets a little bit hard. So as you get near the end, just use your pliers and push the end back around to make the last circle. Now cut the little tail end off the end of the bead, and you'll find that you've got a little sort of protruding end, so squeeze that closed and make sure there's no sort of spiky end on each side. Now that's roughly your bead, but you want to open up the center a little bit more, so unravel it or twist it in the opposite direction that you made it, just to open up this center piece and make it a little bit wider and a little bit more interesting. And just play around with it until you're happy with the freestyle form of the bead. And now you're ready to thread it with another length of 0.8. You could use coloured wire if you wanted to inject some colour into the piece. Just thread it as you would a bead and create the links on either side using your round nose pliers. There's one link, and now for the other side. And here's the other link. Now make sure that these links run parallel and in the same direction, so you can just pick them up with your your flat nose pliers rather, and your chain nose pliers, and just twist them so that they are running parallel to each other. So that is one of your beads, and each one you make will be completely unique, and you can create beautiful chains and link them with beads in between, and just have fun using your Whammer to make these wonderful beads.